there, Scorpio. Welcome to January 2017. I hope you guys had a great December. This reading is going to be for the first 2 weeks of January and sort of the general outlook. I was just meditating a bit on your cards here before I turned on the camera, and the feeling I got was very much a sense of strong, firm, bounded, inner character. There is definitely a sense of firmness, of standing tall. There is an erect nature to your demeanor and your being during this period of time. So it seems. Okay. It seems you have sort of everything in order as well. I'm getting very systematic, confident, with repose, okay? There's a feeling of everything sort of being in order in some shape or form, in a way, okay? There's a groundedness. Getting the sense that you're having many revelations. Things are making more sense to you. Things are coming to light. Okay, so let us begin here. We are going to be doing the Celtic Cross. Similarly to last month, we're going to have your deep past card right here, followed by your recent past, then your current state, the help or hinder card, which is sort of the advice card. Following that is going to be the near future. Following your near future is going to be the hopes and or fears card. Following that, at the very corner here, is going to be the most likely potential outcome. We're going to be crowning the reading with 3 cards. The first up top being the energy that you stepped into that helped you lead you to the current state that you're in. The central crowning card is the environmental energy that you really are going to sort of be faced with as you move forward in the month. And the last crowning card here up at the top is the sort of energetic pathway that you're moving towards. So without further ado, let's just give it one last whirlwind of a shuffle. There's definitely a sense of direction, right? Feeling a sense of direction. This is it. Deep past. Recent past. Current position. Advice. Near future. Hopes and or fears. Final outcome. This is interesting to me because Pisces just got these 2 cards and in the exact sort of configuration. This came in reverse and this was upright. But they were in different positions, so but nonetheless. The energy that you stepped into that helped lead you to your current state, the environmental energies, and the energetic pathway that you're moving along. Here's the theme of the reading, the Mother of Pentacles. So a lot of signs, right, have been really conveying a sense of focus on the material aspects of their lives. Pentacles have been a really prominent theme for a lot of signs here. So with the Mother of Pentacles kind of crowning the theme of your reading, I would say that it is very much as well for you guys, right? The focus on your finances, your career, the tangible world around you, your groundedness, your firmness, right? And right below that, you have the Son of Cups. So we'll get to that. Okay, and right below the Son of Cups, you have the Magician. So we'll get to this. But before that, let's take a look at the energies at play. So many Pentacles cards, and strong ones at that, right? It's not just the number suit, it's the actual archetypical expression of the element of earth, meaning son, daughter, mother, father, right? So you're coming in strong in a grounded way. Also in terms of the other elements that we have. The Wands, Father of Wands, really taking command of a certain aspect of your life in a confident way, in a dynamic way, in a vivacious way. Also with the Daughter of Wands, right? Okay, and the Son of Cups, the Mother of Pentacles, yet again, right? These are significant energetic expressions of the suit of earth, of fire, of water, and ultimately, right, the Magician, major arcana, significant energy, conveying a sense of a turning point, right, that is related to the transformation of your being on a macro level. And it is the number one. It's the very first major arcana card after the Fool, which is representative by the number 0. So it's really kind of being the alchemist. Okay, there is a sense of alchemy, of being in control of all the elements. All the elements are represented on this card, right? Take a look. You have a pentacle, you have a chalice, which is like a cup. You have the wand, you have the sword, and he's sort of bounded and represented by this figure 8, symbolizing universal harmony, right? The alchemy, the incorporation of all of these elements and aspects to create something, right? So it's a position of confidence. It's a position of feeling grounded in various aspects of yourself. Okay, which is very much being represented in the spread itself. Okay, let's take a look. You have another major arcana in your deep past. Okay, you have another major arcana, the Emperor. another very firm, grounded energy. Okay. I see this card as sort of speaking to both the element of earth and fire, of course, depending on the spread, but especially in this particular situation, given the interplay of strong expression between earth energy and fire energy, pentacles and wands, you're coming up very strong in both suits. So, and the Emperor, right, is represented by a tree in this card. Firmness, groundedness, the master of a domain, singularity, really forging that independence in a confident way. Okay, self-reliance, reliance on oneself. But with zest, with fire, with passion, there is still a youthfulness to this card. It's not like the king, it's the emperor, right? He's still kind of a more juvenile character. Okay. Now, let's take a look at the other elements here. You have one swords card. Okay, swords being air, intellect, communication, the written word, the spoken word. Okay. Thoughts, contemplation, analysis, the inner workings of the mind, right? You have one representation of that sort of energy. But mainly, you have a lot of grounded, firm, fiery, sort of action-oriented energy. One that's concerned with getting things done and moving, really going after it. So let's move right through it. And just quickly, you have 2 cups cards, right? And this card just tried to kind of slide away, so we'll take that into account as we move through it. I mean, just looking at this card already, it's in reverse, and it's sort of as if everything is falling down and away, right? The cover-up of old, past, stale emotions, right, are kind of sliding out. I'm feeling that you sort of want this, right? Or this is needed in some way. It's sort of falling out. So let's, though, look at the entirety of the spread altogether. So you have justice in reverse in your distant, deep past, okay? And I'm seeing it really together with this 2 of cups, okay? So, justice, signifying a decision, signifying the polarity, the yes, the no, right? Really speaking to analysis, okay? Trying to decide and determine what's fair in a situation, okay? And these are the only 2 cards in the deck that even represent the image of a sword, okay? And they're on either side of the base of the spread, sort of bracketing, right, the energy within it. So it's with the 2 of cups in reverse, both in reverse. I feel that this is speaking to a decision, right, that hasn't yet been made regarding some aspect of your life that speaks to emotional satisfaction. This could be a person, a relationship that went awry that you haven't yet come to a conclusion about, right? Or a relationship that went awry, right? These cups that sort of just are now emptying and are upside down because the decision wasn't made, right? A sense of standstill, of stagnancy. Again, stagnancy with this other cups card. But yeah, I'm getting this as a holding back, a waiting period, right? Not yet confronting this situation, the emotional side of a situation, whatever situation it may be apart from your career, or it may not be, right? Either way, the Two of Cups, right side up, signifies emotional satisfaction. Okay? Signifies a groundedness, a stability in one's emotional life, an expression, the togetherness, right? And you have a 2 and a 2 here. These two cats, these two cups. Okay? But there is sort of a decision, an analysis of this situation, of a emotionally satisfying, of an otherwise emotionally satisfying situation that somehow fell away, maybe, or changed. Okay? So, and this is very much in your mind. The camera died. So, okay. The looming, I was saying, the looming decision, right? With this right set up, it's sort of like the focus is on the fact that a decision needs to be made, right? It's not in the dark. It's not like confusion. It's like focus on what to do, what's right. Okay. But when it's upside down, it's like in the back of your mind, you're thinking about this justice, you're thinking about this decision, but you're waiting on it. There's some kind of stall, okay? So we'll reference back to that water energy or the situation once we get to the Four of Cups. So let's move forward into your current state of the Son of Pentacles, okay? It seems that I'm feeling that this jump is between two separate situations, okay? There is sort of a stagnancy here and then a movement forward in some shape or form, okay? In some shape or form. Definitely speaking to the Mother of Pentacles. Definitely speaking to the Mother of Pentacles. The energy you stepped into, right, from your recent past, which led to your current state, is this magnanimous, just fiery, passionate, action-oriented, enthusiastic Father of Wands energy, fire energy, okay? The point of initiation, right? The drive, the motivation to get things done, to get up and go. That's really the fire element at play. So you really stepped into that expression and you really stood tall. I mean, this is really, I think, the feeling that I was getting when I was meditating on the cards, is the standing tall, right? Projecting forward. And it's so starkly different from this sort of shying away energy, right? It's almost as if, not going to deal with this now, I'm going to stand tall and take action in some other way, not with this decision. Okay. So there, it seems to be a compartmentalization, an organization, a strategy, right? And one that you're very much in control of and in command of and confident with, seemingly, even if in the back of your mind this is somehow lingering. Outwards, right? In an outwards way, you are embodying the Father of Wands, fire energy, an element. So taking a very active approach, looking in a different direction, taking the initiative, and moving right into the Son of Pentacles. So I'm seeing action taken with the start of a new, of a new project in terms of, or new avenue in terms of your finances, your career, what grounds you and stabilizes you in the world. Okay. And look at the Son of Pentacles card. Look at the look on this deer's face. His antlers are like heading in a very focused, precise direction. And it's almost as if it's pushing this energy out of the way, right? This is left to sort of be pushed aside, okay? And bringing the focus instead to the matters at hand that you are taking action towards and focusing on in a tangible way in terms of what's bringing you tangible results. Then you have in your advice position the help or the hinder card. You have the 9 of Wands in reverse. Okay. Let me just meditate for a moment here. Okay. I'm sensing that there is, I see this card here, the 9 of Wands, as sort of the steps that are being taken to achieve and accomplish whatever it is that you're hoping to achieve. It's sort of as if this is the macro sense of the approach you're taking, and this is sort of the day-to-day real life actions that you're taking to accomplish the grander scheme of your vision or your plan. So I'm also seeing the Father of Wands, especially in this corner, in this particular position of this spread, as sort of the commander-in-chief, right? Calling the shots. He's the one, she's the one giving orders to the rest of the energies at play even, right? So it's sort of as if the Father of Wands is giving direction as to how to move forward in actually following through with the actions, right? On a day-to-day basis. So the 10 of Wands, not even the 10, the 9 of Wands, almost a 10, almost culminated, right? Almost brought to finality, is now being reversed, sort of a beckoning to review, to trace your steps back a bit, and you're being led, right, back to a point of sort of intuition, to the nucleus of what you're trying to accomplish, okay? Take note of these two cards and the moon on both of them, okay? It's almost like a revisiting to the motivations behind the work that you're doing. It's a revisiting of the concept of your connection to your work. It's the revisiting of your intuitive, personal, very personal, emotional connection to what you're doing in your waking life. Okay? So there is a reflection, a reflective process, I think, going on here. A beckoning to retrace steps in some way, to take a closer look at the basis, at the foundation of what you're working towards. Okay. We'll digest further once we get to the other energies here, but let's move forward for now. Daughter of Pentacles in reverse as well, in your near future. And when looking at these two cards, both in reverse, with this card upright, okay, there is sort of a retracing of steps yet again. The Daughter of Pentacles is one step lower than the Son of Pentacles, right? There is again a retracing of steps, almost culminating, right? Taking the orders, fulfilling the day-to-day tasks that are required, but there is a retracing, okay, of some sort, retracing of steps. As your hopes and or your fears card, you have the Four of Cups. So it's here that we see the return to the realm of emotion, which we touched upon in your recent past here. Okay, so looking at these three cards, and they're all in reverse, right? Both Cups cards that popped up are both in reverse. So there is a sense of, this can be read two ways. Okay, as your hopes and your fears upwards, right? In an upwards direction, this card symbolizes protection over emotions. This is how I read it, particularly in this spread. It's the protection, the bottling up, right? It's the covering up. It's the hideaway. This rat is in the dark. The moon is black, right? There's no real color. There's no real life. These emotions are latent. Okay, they're stored away. There's even a sense of hibernation to this card, right? And so when it's in reverse, if this is speaking to the sort of stowing away of this aspect of life, or the emotional, and a situation that really spoke to your emotions, this perhaps could be the sort of unplugging of emotions, the desire to release these old pent-up emotions, okay, that have undoubtedly accumulated, right? Accumulated over time. You're going from a Two of Cups to a Four of Cups, but this is in the dark, this is in the shadow, it's like in the background, right? The subconscious, okay? Even though you pushed this situation away, it's still in the back of your mind in some shape or form, cropping up as a hope or a fear. Or it can be both, a hope and or a fear. Okay, so what emotions you were once guarded over and protective over, that you kind of left in the recesses of your mind, you're now sort of perhaps taking a different approach with, or regarding differently, or perhaps you are afraid of the releasing of these emotions, the reluctance to let go in some shape or form. Okay, perhaps. You want to, but you're also afraid of it. Maybe it can be that. I'm getting the sense, okay, I thought back to how this card dropped. I'm getting the sense of wanting to drop it. That phrase is coming in very strongly. Wanting to drop it. Okay? Wanting to let it slide out, okay? Because in a way, this is like so different from the other theme here, right? But it's just creeping back up a little bit, okay? This Son of Pentacles is pushing it out, but somehow in the recesses of your mind, your hopes or your fears, this is still hangering, right? It's still cropping up in the back of your mind. Okay? The emotions that you've stowed away. Because you're not really taking an emotional approach in anywhere else in your spread. You're very much almost overshadowing the emotionalism of your past with fire energy, with earth energy that's grounded and focused, right? Not emotional. Okay? So it's the shutout of emotion in some way. Okay? The stagnancy of emotion that is creeping up. That still remains and still persists in some shape or form. Okay, let me make sure that we are still recording here. Okay, great. So you then have, if we're moving through the spread here, in your final outcome, you have the Seven of Swords. Okay, and again, Pisces got these two cards as well. This was in reverse, this was upright as well. Okay, and they were fairly close to each other, I believe, right here in the spread. So this is really, right, when you look at both of these cards upright together, they're quite similar. In both of these cards, there's a sense of reclusion, a sense of holding back something, holding back emotion, stowing of emotions, quietness, solitude. Okay? Or the stowing of our thoughts, right? Which can be connected to our feelings. Speaking about our feelings, but in a way that is not quite straightforward. All of these swords are pointed this way, whereas this one sword that this sly little fox is coiled over is pointing in the other direction. Okay? It's almost as if he's still or she's still holding on to something. Something they hold dear, something that's close to them, something that is almost like a part of them, right? That they claim to be theirs. They are protecting, okay, almost in vulnerability, right? Not wanting to show all the cards, okay? There's a reluctance with both of these cards. When this is upside down, it's almost as if losing control over the hideaway of emotions, losing control with the expression of emotion, where once perhaps you did not express emotions for quite some time. Upside down, it's like, it's sudden, right? And the rat is like, doesn't know what to do, right? He just falls right out. So there's a sense of things being upturned, fear of releasing emotions that have been pent up. And going right into the final outcome here, you have sort of this sense of communication. Okay, communication of some sort, right? There is an opening up, right? This sword, there's a sword here, again with the Justice, speaking to clear decision making, clear vision of a certain situation, of what's fair, determination, okay. And it speaks, right? The sword element, again, speaks to clarity, decision-making, the logical mind, determination, right? Determining something, deciding something. And you have these 7 swords, right? So, but you have this one that you're not letting go of. There's still something that you're not speaking, that you're not letting out. You're not letting out. That's what's coming to me. Okay? You're reluctant. But there is an opening. This card is right set up. There is an opening of some sort in terms of communication and flow. Okay? Going into your environmental energy, you have the Daughter of Wands. And to quickly go back here, something came to me. This is also a card of speaking the truth, right? But not all the truth. Not laying out all your cards, okay? And having a lot to say. Okay, it's almost as if being forced in a way to like communicate what you haven't in a while, and then being like, fine, here, I'll communicate it, but I'm still holding on to this one sword, this one thing I'm not quite ready to communicate in a way. Okay, let's move on to the environmental energies card here. Daughter of Wands in reverse. Okay, you're going from the Father of Wands, the energy that you harnessed. That's the strongest wand expression in the deck. Okay. But you're facing, right, the reversal of wand energy right here as your advice. And then you're stepping into a reversed energy of the Daughter of Pentacles, speaking to, again, the sort of retracing of steps in some way, the further introspection and determination of your true motives behind what you are to accomplish. you have this Daughter of Wands in reverse, right above the Daughter of Pentacles. Okay? It's almost as if there's someone or something, some sort of situation that is causing you to retrace your steps. If this Daughter of Wands is speaking to this Nine of Wands, right? Because when we're looking at the deck, we have the sort of archetypes: daughter, son, father, mother, mother, father, whatever, either way. And then you have the actual numbers, right? You have the ace to the 10. So the archetypes are sort of a more of a characterization of that energy as a person, as sort of one who it really embodies that element. Okay, sort of again like the commander, the father being the highest and most the mother and father being the strongest, but just different in their expression of this fire energy. Okay, so nonetheless, regardless of that, you have this Daughter of Wands again as an archetype. I'm really seeing this as you, and I'm seeing this as someone who might be related to your work as you move forward. Someone perhaps integral, part of the family of what you're moving forward with, but someone who is playing more of a minor part maybe, right? And it's coming in reverse, okay? Almost halting the process, even. Halting the process, taking a back step. Okay, going from the Son of Pentacles to the Daughter of Pentacles. So there's an impedance of some kind in terms of the actions that are set forward. Something or someone who causes you to rethink how you're moving forward, why you're moving forward, okay? And to re-strategize even perhaps. Then in your energetic pathway position, you have the Emperor in reverse. Okay? Now, you have the Emperor in reverse right above this Four of Cups. And again, we spoke of this Emperor card as one that's really the fusion between fire and earth, right? Groundedness, passion, the master of one's domain, yet one that's juvenile, youthful, new. Very much speaking to the fusion of the Father of Wands, the Son of Pentacles, and the Mother of Pentacles, right? Very firm groundedness, and yet this sort of command of action forward and pursuit. Okay, the fusion of those two elements. And that really seems like the energy that frames your reading. Okay? So, when it's in reverse, right, it's almost as if saying, again, speaking to this reversal of energy that maybe can be related to the emotional release that you are somewhat apprehensive of or anticipating, okay? You perhaps feel that it might be time to let go of a position that you have really staked in the ground to uproot it. To uproot it. Slowly tracing steps back, redefining or uncovering, discovering what really your motivation is. What's the motivation behind your actions? Okay, as it pertains to your career even, right? Really redefining that position. I see this as positional, right? Right side up, it's like, this is how we define ourselves. This is who I am. This is my place in the world. I'm firmly rooted in the ground. This is my land, right? And this has grown over time. This is something that has been rooted for a while, okay? Something that perhaps you felt confident in, that you felt, right, very well placed in the sense of respected and well regarded. But this is in reverse, okay? As are sort of the pillars of efforts and the actual tangible benefits that you're reaping from the situation, okay? And perhaps out with the Emperor's position, the destabilization of this sort of firmly rooted stance, perhaps also comes the release of these pent-up emotions. Okay? So I'm feeling energy that's really built up, enterprising, action-oriented, focused, but in some way reflective as well, needing to return to the point of conception of our actions, of what we're pursuing, really connecting to it on a deep level, and realizing that the release of maybe a position we've held for a while, or a way of looking at ourselves that we've held for a while, is going to also release emotions that we've stowed away for quite some time. Okay, so there's an unplugging of some sort, right? A reluctant communication in some way that continues forward from this situation and forwards. Okay. Now, and if we're looking at these two cards, right? The Mother of Pentacles. Right beneath the Mother of Pentacles. This is ultimate grounding, nurturing, stable energy, right? Under the Mother of Pentacles, you have this Son of Cups, right? And this is the one revival, other than these two Cups cards, that speaks to the water element, emotions, sensitivity, right? Vulnerability. And really, in almost everywhere else in your spread, you have very strong, prominent energy, right? Of confidence and groundedness, focus, determination. But really, underneath this very tough exterior, underneath the stability and groundedness, is this sort of I see this as like the shy artist card, right? This reservoir of creativity, emotions, right? It's almost like this cup is filled with different colored paintbrushes, right? That we paint with our emotions. And they haven't been used yet, right? They're kind of, again, stowed away, held apart, right? They're not in use yet. He hasn't begun to use his emotions to really drink from the cup. It's almost, again, like a reluctance to even acknowledge it, okay, with the way that the dove is looking at us, but not at the cup, and swimming almost away from it, right? So there is sort of a firmness and a groundedness to this card, and yet a softness, a sensitivity, right? The inner flesh of the Son of Cups below it. Speaking to the duality again, right? Between emotions and strength. Okay, and it's interesting because here, right, you're sort of represented by this Mother of Pentacles. Okay, almost protective over your own groundedness, protecting yourself, your own sense of stability, right? But the Son of Cups beneath it is sort of speaking to underneath this Mother of Pentacles facade, in a way, not even facade really, but outward expression or way of treating ourselves or handling ourselves is this very sensitive inner self. Okay, with a reservoir of emotional expression that's waiting to be acknowledged and tapped into. Okay, and again, beneath that you have this Magician, which is so interesting because just as we have this dichotomy and duality between masculine and feminine, not even in terms of gender, but just in terms of energetic expression, right? The yin and the yang, the wands and the earth and the water. Okay, you now have beneath it all the alchemy, the bringing together, the utilization of all elements as one, right? And that's where you're truly powerful. Look at this leopard, right? It's the first. Okay, he's stable. He is the alchemist of his world. It's the synthesis of all elements, right? So, and right below that, you have this 3, which is very interesting. This 3 of Wands, okay? And before I get to that, I want to make sure that we're still recording here. Okay, great. This 3 of Wands, right? Which is very much like a portal energy, okay? I see this card as a portal. Really speaking to 3, right, is a stable number. True stability in the geometric sense, right, even. And one that will really transport you into this new colorful world, right? And efforts that are really firm and truly stable, okay? It's almost as if embodying this kind of balanced, universal harmony, right, within yourself, realizing that you are the alchemist of your world, utilizing all elements of your being, right, will lead to the opening and the true stability in your efforts moving forward. Okay? And right beneath that, we have the Fool. 0. Right before the Magician. Both major arcana cards. Right? So it's almost saying, in order to have this new beginning, which very much speaks to the Son of Cups, both so vulnerable, young, youthful, just such a youthful energy, a colorfulness, a playfulness, but one that's not yet tapped into, right? This is the beginning of the journey, and this is just the Son of Cups. But nevertheless, a journey, nevertheless, a significant step forward, right? It's almost like saying, you need to first realize, right, that you are the alchemist, that you can step into the magician's suit, right? You can embody all of the elements at once. You don't need to close out and compartmentalize, right, the elements of your being. And once you realize that, through this portal, you will find your new beginning. Okay? One that you'll embark on with freshness, newness, insight, and just like a baby chick, little baby bird, as depicted on the Fool card here. He's never seen the world, right? He's taking his first breath, his first step. He's taking the first smell, right? He's looking at everything around him with a new, fresh set of eyes, right? One without any prejudice, one that is open-minded, right, about the new beginning ahead of him. Okay, very much an open, flowing energy, a youthful energy that is definitely in contrast to this really strong, firm position that you have been taking now, okay? And right beneath the Fool, right, if we're just going and going, you have this 10 of Cups, okay? The culminating point, the outpour of emotions and truth, right? These are my colors. These are my true colors. This is what I'm really feeling. These are my emotions. Here they are. And I'm letting them go. And I'm letting them pour out for everyone to see in a way, right? Well, not everyone, right? But you guys are a Scorpio after all. No, but yeah, basically the emotional release, right? Tapping into that more sensitive space and aspect of ourselves that lies within. Okay, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all of the comments that you guys leave. So please do share your thoughts and how this reading resonated with you guys. I'm always curious to know. And I will be back hopefully within the next week or so with a mid-month reading for January. That will cover the mid-month and kind of later, latter portion of the month. So thank you guys so much again, and I look forward to reading you guys then. All right.